Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal Discussion. Always good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Good to be here.
We have the most interesting discussions before the cameras ever
Facebook
come.
Live that.
Oh,
so
right. We
everybody can
should.
see what's going on.
Really should. All right. What's our question?
You ready for it?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, here we go. I was in a car wreck and told the police I was fine. But now, a week later, I'm having a lot of neck and lower back pain that I'm sure is from the accident. Is it too late to file a claim?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not too late to file a claim. In Missouri, you have a 5-year statute of limitations on personal injury cases, so we've still got time. Now, there's a couple things we need to talk about. One, just because you're in a car accident doesn't mean you have a claim. We don't know who's at fault in that accident. We're going to assume that this person was rear-ended or something.
Okay.
That way, there is somebody else to file a claim against. Now, the fact that you have said at the scene, hey, I'm fine, maybe didn't immediately seek medical attention, could make that claim a little harder to bring forward.
It's going to come up sooner or later.
It's going to come up, yeah. It was surely going to come up. And we hear, hey, I'm sure it's from the accident, but somebody else might not be so sure. So there's going to have to be a lot of evidence and looking into, see if we can actually make sure that we can show that the injuries and the pain being suffered is from the accident before a claim is really going to be successful.
Yeah, because if a week goes by, what happened during the course of that week that could have contributed to the pain that you have? But is there a protocol or anything that you really should follow if you're in an accident? What are the rules of thumb to sort of consider? Assuming you're not rattled to the point that you can't even think straight. But
yeah, there's a lot of things, and different people will tell you different things because they may have a different perspective that they're speaking from. You know, a medical professional is going to tell you the things that are going to help you keep yourself healthy and whole and not exacerbate injuries, and I can't speak to that. That's not my training. Your insurance company is going to say, right on the back of your card, don't admit fault.
Don't say sorry about that.
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
From a legal perspective, what I always tell people is, first of all, make sure you're okay, make sure everybody's okay. There's maybe some immediate needs on the scene. We want to make sure people are taken care of. But then make sure you're taken care of. I think it's generally a mistake not to go to the hospital one way or another if you're in any type of serious accident, even if you think you're fine. First of all, I think that's a good medical thing to do. And second of all, from a legal perspective, you're going to solve this problem that we're looking at today if you get yourself immediately checked out and to find out what, if anything, is wrong.
Go to the experts right away.
Well, I think anybody that's been in a car accident is going to tell you, a lot of times you do feel fine for about 24 hours. You're in shock, or adrenaline is pumping, and you're good. But you wake up the next morning, and everything is stiff and tight.
Now when you feel like you've been beaten up.
Yeah, because when you get hit, I mean, your whole body just tenses up, and you get all that stress and that pain. And so, you find out about that later, which kind of begs another question here. Anytime we're talking about a personal injury case, something like this, there's a difference between soft tissue injuries and then bone breaks and things that are just obvious. Anytime it's a soft tissue damage, a lot of times the medical professionals are relying on your own self-diagnosis. They'll tell you, scale of 1 to 10, how bad does it hurt? Because there's not a machine they can hook you up to that measures pain. It's what we feel, and everybody's different. And so a lot of times insurance companies are a little hesitant to pay out on pain, soft tissue, pain-only related injuries, because it's so subjective to the individual person.
What I may think is fine, another person is bedridden by.
Exactly.
True, and broken bones aren't always immediately, I mean, you may not realize you've got them, detectable, exactly. So would you, I mean, can you, you sort of have to be your own advocate all the time, but can you ask for x-rays and things like that if they don't offer them?
Oh yeah, you can. You can go, when you go to the urgent care or the emergency room. I think generally hospitals are probably more into being safe than sorry when those types of things come up.
More so than maybe an urgent care clinic or a walk-in clinic?
I don't know. Maybe I think they're both kind of inclined to want to do what they need to do. Yeah, I think x-rays, if there's any thought that you may have any broken bones at all, x-rays are absolutely going to be a big help. Now, the good thing about that is if it is an injury like this a week later, it's probably still going to show up on the x-ray if we've got something other than a soft tissue damage, a broken bone or something like that. So that's going to be okay there.
What point should you start thinking attorney?
I would say right away, because your lawyer is going to be able to help you do the things, especially documentation-wise, to preserve whatever evidence may be needed to bring that claim later.
And a lot of help navigating the system, which can be complicated, especially if you're rattled and injured.
Sure, and generally in a personal injury case, it's not going to cost you anything to retain an attorney, so there's no reason to wait.
All right, good to know. Will Worsham, if you have a legal question for Will, email him at wworsham@color10.com. He'll answer your question on the show, and Ozarks Live will be right back.
Update your bath.